Welcome back to Talkin' Baseball. The season is starting, and you have no idea what you're about to watch, so we're going to help you catch up. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin' Baseball. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. In the corner is BBD. And in California is ex-big leaguer, went second level Yankee Stadium, Trevor Plouffe. Trev, sometimes on YouTube, I see comments every now and then from people like, who's this? Like, they don't know who you are. So I'm like, maybe I should add that to the intro.
How's that feel?
Do you want me to remind people that you're a big leaguer?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
All right.
How about that intro? Hey, Trevor, there's people who don't know you.
Well, they're young kids.
How's that feel?
It's interesting because I get that, like, who's this guy? Then also I get people that still think I play. So I'm just kind of an ambiguous baseball figure at this point.
Yes. Okay.
Not officially retired.
Now, Jake told you.
Hey.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats, Trevor.
Jake told you this a little bit ago, but he said it also on our daily radio show, Jomboy and Jake Radio, that when Gary hit that second deck shot, and you tweeted, like, I've been there, Jake said he gained. He was like, I forget.
You went up in my book.
Yeah.
I mean, I've hit some homers. I played some big league games.
Yeah.
I've been all over that damn stadium, let me tell you that. But
what do you think the farthest home run you've hit is? Honestly. Like, what do you think the farthest ball you've hit in a real game is? Do you know?
I don't know, like, the distance. I don't. But I can tell you one that I thought maybe felt the farthest.
Okay, interesting.
In Petco, got a backdoor two-seamer that ran over the plate from, I think, Dale Thayer, and I deposited it in the second deck there, deep. It was majestic. Probably my favorite swing I've taken. But I don't know if that was the longest or not.
Is it easy to find that one?
Throw your hands up in
It was 2014. This isn't about me, guys. This isn't about me.
Well, a little bit. You know who this is about? It's about Austin Brown.
Yep.
It's about Lucas Perea.
Bang.
It's about Ben Filippi.
Skadoosh.
Christopher Hartman. We got a lot more. Lorne Geller. Connor Chatterton. BVD. Carlos Barragan. And Morgan Fost.
Achoo!
Yeah. So those are our most recent Patreon members. Thank you very much.
Soundboard.
For subscribing. Like I've been saying, if you want to listen live or even before it hits the podcast airwaves on Mondays and Fridays, and even Tuesday nights and Wednesday nights, Patreon's the way to go. Thank you to everyone that's signed up. Patreon.com/JomboyMedia. We'll get you there. And then when you're there, click in and you get into the chat and stuff. So cool. We got a little season to preview.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. Now, we are tailoring this show a little bit towards people that have not paid a single attention to the offseason. They don't even know the new rules. They don't know the new regions.
We're doing it all.
Because you know what, Trev? We told everyone, go grab your friend who isn't up to snuff. Send them this episode so they're prepared for the season. So that's what you're doing right now. Everyone listening, text your friend, send them this episode. Say, get up to snuff. Just say that. And then we're there.
Get up to snuff.
Yeah.
Can we do like a little bit of revisionist history? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Like instead of being like, hey, we had this intensive labor dispute, we can be like, oh, they had a really friendly talk. They came to an agreement very quickly. There was nothing to even talk about.
Yep.
Got to a conclusion.
Quickly.
Yep. They did not piss off the fans. They didn't spit on anyone's face. They didn't drag the sport through the mud.
Yeah.
But you know what? We are. It is the first sport coming back. MLB will be the first sport played. That is exciting. I'm over all that. I haven't thought about the ugliness at all.
I was going to say, does anybody care?
No, man.
Nobody cares. Kind of what Baseball's
MLB
back.
knew would happen.
Golly, man.
What they knew. All right, so really quickly, Jake, tell us a little bit about this season.
Just everything.
Just a little bit.
60 games. East, Central, West. We combined the regions. AL Central will be playing the NL Central. Did I do that right? I got really nervous that I did it wrong.
AL, the two Centrals will be in a region together.
They didn't combine the regions regionally scheduled. They will still have divisions and leagues.
The East plays the East, the West plays the West, the Central plays the Central. That's a good way to think about it. Division games are going to mean a lot more. Big Jomboy's been on that theory for a while because there will be 40 division games, 20 interleague. It's going to be a sprint. That'll be a popular phrase you'll see a lot this year, and we're excited. Is that it? No pitchers hitting. That's pretty huge. That's got to be nuts if you didn't know that.
You didn't know that. We just broke that to you. It's huge. I think that how it works is 10 games against your division opponent. So the A's will be playing the Astros, the Rangers, the Angels, and the Mariners 10 times each. And then the rest is kind of like a smattering of like 2 series versus 3 series of those guys. So, yeah, the playoffs are the exact same format, though. Nothing's different about the playoffs. You'll have 2 wild cards from the AL, 2 wild cards from the NL. You'll have then all of the division winners. And the wild cards are interesting because the A's may be in a chase with the Rays for the wild card spot, but they never play the same teams or each other. So it's going to be a completely unbalanced wild card race is kind of what Jake was saying. Did we miss anything, Trev? What else is new about this season?
I think you guys kind of covered it. Mm-hmm. One thing that has just gotten brought to light is that the Blue Jays will not be in Toronto.
Yeah.
So we have a roving team. We don't know exactly where they'll be playing yet. Buffalo has been talked about as their AAA affiliate, but then people were saying that doesn't make any sense because they can't live in Toronto and go to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So we're still searching for a home there. That's an interesting storyline. No fans in the stands. If you've been living under a rock, we got a thing called the coronavirus pandemic going on.
Expanded rosters for the first start of the season. There's 30 guys, so except some deep pitching staffs to start, but those will be honed in pretty quickly. I think, and you know what, if you're listening right now and you're like, guys, talk real baseball, because you're a baseball fan. We get it. How about this? The 60-game schedule and playing in the Central, Eastern, or Western divisions, who do we think that's benefited or hurt the most? We think that's benefited a team like Minnesota.
Yep.
That they stay in their region because there are some weaker teams, Kansas City, Detroit. I think that's a mini consensus amongst us. We think it kind of hurts like a team like the Phillies, where, the Phillies and the Mets kind of second tier, but the sprint kind of helps, but they're only playing the AL East as well. I don't know.
We don't know. And the interesting one is the NL Central. Does it help them that they get a lot of games against each other, or does it hurt them that they get a lot of games against each other? I think it hurts. So I think the NL Central is hurt in regards to the wild card, because I think they're gonna I don't see one of those teams running away with it. So I think they're all going to be kind of even out, and if they're all beating each other as much as they're beating each other, then maybe the second place finisher in the NL Central isn't a wild card team, but who knows? I mean, we really don't know how it's going to play out. We don't even know if pitching is going to win out, if hitting is going to win out, if depth is really important, or it's become irrelevant because teams are just going to go full force for 60 games straight. It's wide open. I've thought about it so much that I can now fully accept and admit and say I'm into this season for what it is. I don't want this to be the new norm, but I am ready for the ride. Fully strapped in, seatbelts on. Take me for a whirl.
I mean, honestly, I know this is never going to happen, but I wouldn't mind if the season was shorter. Now that I'm looking at this, I don't want 60 games.
Yeah. And
I might not even want 80 games. But 100 games might do it for me. 162 is a joke. It's this plus 102 games. Math pod.
Yeah.
Math pod.
Yep.
So I think this is going to open some eyes up. We have the CBA coming up after next year. If this kind of goes and people are like, okay, that felt like a good enough amount, we could see that 154 game season has been mentioned a lot. And I think that is, if this goes well, could be what we could expect.
And maybe more importantly, we saw one question in the chat asked about the trade deadline. Trade deadline is August 31st, I believe, so they pushed that to kind of the middle of the season. And part of this season is us going to be learning along with you. Right now, we've got some takes that we don't know are right. We don't know if rookies are going to be thrown into the heat even earlier. We don't know if teams are going to dodge their rookies for the season, so that's going to be something to watch as this year goes on. And I think there's stuff that we don't even know about that we're going to learn shortly.
Yep. The other thing is, with COVID and Corona, there's all these regulations. They got to wear masks in the dugout, 6 feet apart at times. There's they got to get new balls. Pitchers are using different balls. They don't throw them. There's a lot of stuff like that. Players have to take tests every 2 days or something like that. 2 tests a day or some shit like that. And players could have opted out. And a lot of players have opted out. Do we have an opt-out list? David Price opted out. Is he the biggest one? Kopech for the White
Posey.
Sox, potentially?
Posey,
but the Giants aren't
Giants
in
suck.
Contention. But he's a big name. I meant like effect on the team. Price was about to.
Mike
Leake is a good one. I think he affects the team.
Yeah, he was about to get the ball a lot too.
And I mean, we'll see if other guys opt out through the season. I think Zach Wheeler has a kid doing a few days. Trouty, Cole already popped his out. That's smart. That's just good business by him.
Good for you.
So good for you, Garrett. Can't wait to see your kid in pinstripes. What do you boys want? Do you guys want like got a quick free agent catch us up?
Yeah, do it quickly.
I think I've got a way to do it literally around the horn. Catchers, the big name that stands out, the yes man, Yasmani Grandal is with the White Sox, and then
forgot about that. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, the White Sox had a really big offseason for them.
Forgot about that.
Like there's a way you can fall in love with the White Sox. The other names, Darno, Castro, Chirinos. I don't know. I mean, you'll see those guys around on some new teams, and that'll be cool, but I don't think that's moving the needle for anyone. Final comments on the catchers.
Good. Love it.
Bang. First base. These guys are actually both kind of, Jose Abreu and Edwin Encarnacion, both listed as first basemen. They're both with the White Sox. Again, the White Sox had an offseason, and we've kind of forgot about it.
I forgot about Edwin going to the White Sox.
Because that was half a year ago.
I forgot about Edwin going to the White Sox.
White Sox and the Reds, when they went for it.
And then
Edwin's so good.
There are some other guys that can move the needle a little bit. Eric Thames is with the Nationals now. Justin Smokes in Milwaukee. So there's some other dudes out there, but those are the big names. Second base. Oh, been there. Not in a while. How about Mike Moustakas? The Moose Man is going to be playing second base this year for your Cincinnati Reds. The Reds were another winner of this year's offseason, more or less. Howie Kendrick still listed at second base, the World Series hero. He returns to the Nats. Cesar Hernandez for the Indians. Starlin Castro's going to Washington. And then, a lot of chip away guys, Sogard's in Milwaukee, but Moustakas playing second base. That's a really fun storyline.
Yep.
Gotta love it. Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Friend of the family.
And he's one of my prop bets, early season prop bets.
Good call.
Him over 255 batting average. I said, that's a lock. I even texted him. I said, hey, Mike, I put this bet on you. Let's go.
If you're listening because your buddy from earlier in the show sent you the text and said, hey, check out this episode so you're up to snuff, guts. Oh, get up to snuff, guts.
Okay.
Check out our prop bet episode after you listen to this because you've enjoyed it. Your first time listening to Talking Baseball.
Ad.
Prop bets episode. Go check it out.
Stop saying snuff so much, okay?
A lot of snuff.
I changed it to guts. Get up to snuff.
Okay.
It got weird. The only big shortstop move was Didi Gregorius. He's in Philadelphia with Joe Girardi, the little reunion there. That'll be fun. We're a pro Didi pod, I think. Are you a pro Didi guy, Trev?
I love Didi.
Okay, done. Bang. Jose Iglesias is in Baltimore now. Watch him field the ball really cool.
Cole Tucker's playing outfield now. I talked to him about it last night.
See that catch the other day?
Yeah.
First game out there. Not bad for the kid.
He said he's going to make the outfield his playground. And I said that's a great way to look at it.
3B, we had a couple big name shift. Anthony Rendon, another World Series hitter. Finally, Mike Trout gets some help for the Angels. That'll be fun. That lineup should be a blast. And then Josh Donaldson, real stolen valor, taking the 24 and third base in Minnesota. So,
did he ask you about that?
Look, Minnesota does a couple things well. They do center fielders. We had Kirby. We had Torrey. We had Denard. We had Byron. Third base, same thing. Tom Bernansky.
Corey Koski.
Trevor Plouffe. Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
Joe Creedy for half a season.
Miguel Sano.
Sano was there for a little bit.
He
That's
moves
what we
across
do.
the diamond.
24
Okay.
and third base.
Did you send JD a text and just say, wear it well?
I did. We
Yeah.
talked in spring training. Do you remember spring training when we went?
Yeah.
1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Quentin Hubner in one of the Patreons in the live chat said, Trevor, do you want the chat to harass Donaldson on Twitter on your behalf?
No.
No.
Let's let him
Hard no?
focus.
Cool.
Done.
I'm so jealous that you guys saw this Kotak catch and I haven't yet. I'm trying to pull it up, but the internet's going slow.
Yeah, the Pirates took forever to upload it too. Pirates. If you're a Pirates fan listening, we need a Pirates Jomboy to get.
Well,
the
their
content
internet
up.
was bad. Remember?
Yeah,
Their
I do
internet was
remember that.
so bad.
It's a rough facility there.
Not
rough.
at PNC though. They were in PNC, so
Oh,
we
okay.
haven't been there.
Maybe it's good there.
Couple of fun veteran third basemen too. Todd Frazier, Travis Shaw.
Yeah.
Todd Father's in Texas. Have a big year, Todd. We'll root for that. We like him.
I think
He's
we're
a friend,
all
literally.
rooting for the Rangers.
Invited me
this
to
year.
his son's flag football game.
I'll do all the outfielders and bang them out quick. Marcelo Zuna, he goes to Atlanta. Kind of big shoes to fill. Donaldson left. The Puig signing didn't work. Nick Castellanos, he'll be in Cincy. He might DH a little bit, but again, big offseason for Cincy. Avisail Garcia, that was a sneaky signing.
Say it correctly.
Avisail Garcia?
Yeah. Come on.
Avisail Garcia?
You go Bob Uecker with that one usually.
Avisail Garcia.
Yeah, it's great.
He'll be in
Look at
Milwaukee.
Trev's face.
How about Corey Dickerson in Miami? Miami brought a couple guys in. Jonathan
Yeah.
VR. You could watch them, but it's probably not going to be great. Cole Calhoun in Arizona. Mike Trout's help for the past decade, it seems like. He leaves town.
Hometown kid, though.
PRs in Boston. Alex Gordon returns. Yeah, I guess outfield kind of falls off after that. There's some smaller guys. I don't know. Anything there? Castellanos not having to play. Mookie gets traded. We didn't do the trades. These are free agents, but that's fair, BBD. And then the starting pitchers, I mean, the big ones, the big one, Garrett Cole goes to the Yankees. Strasburg returned. He was a free agent, but he goes to Washington. Zach Wheeler to Philadelphia. They're going to ask a lot from him. Ryu goes to Toronto and the Baby Jays. That's fun. Keuchel to the White Sox. White Sox had a fun offseason.
I'm forgetting how much the White Sox. They did it early in the offseason.
They did
they
it
did.
early. They made their moves. Atlanta brought in Cole Hamels. I think he's still recovering a little bit, but expect him to join that young rotation. That should be fun. Oda Rizzi accepted the qualifying offer with Minnesota. Odo's our guy. Mad Bum went to Arizona, which was a shocking move. And then it filters out a little bit. Actually, hey, Kyle Gibson to Texas. That was kind of a big one. And then Teheran, Gossman, and some other guys. But Cole, Strasburg, and Wheeler were really the stories. But a couple southpaws after that with Ryu and Keuchel. So,
That was
job,
a lot. Wow.
boom.
Good
Just
for
like
you.
that, we're back.
Yes. Welcome back to Talking Baseball.
God, it feels so long ago.
All that White Sox stuff was legitimately 7 months ago. It happened in like November, right?
And by the way, I think I'm on the Luis Robert train now.
Oh,
like
I'm on it.
hard.
If you're not, you're
I'm
done.
on it. I'm on it.
Those,
you see that
those
swing?
highlights. Oh my God.
Oof.
Did you guys see the actual broadcast call of that homer?
8 months since the White Sox
Okay,
stuff.
we got some counting. Did you guys see the actual broadcast call of his home run off of Cishek?
No.
So the broadcaster goes, now this is going to be a good test for the young kid. You don't see a lot of pitchers like Steve Cishek in the minors. Hangs a curveball, bangs
Bam.
it 450, and they're like,
Oh, yeah, I did
all
hear that.
right, Robert looks okay.
Was that Benetti? He's pretty good over there for the White Sox.
Might have been Benetti. Jason Benetti.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go, Jimmer? Do we want to go by division now? There's a Mookie Betts trade, blah, blah, blah. Dodgers are really good.
I Googled White Sox broadcasters, and
Okay.
a picture of Jack Brickhouse, which is a great name, came up. And I just got to show you. You're going to appreciate Jack Brickhouse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the baseball announcer right there.
Harry Carey Light across town.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's a baseball. That's a baseball.
If you have the
broadcast.
last name Brickhouse, you have to be, what, at least 6 foot,
Isn't it
220?
brick shithouse is the term?
Yeah.
I like that term.
Sure.
I really like that
Yeah.
term to describe someone. Like, call him a brick shithouse.
Well,
Twins
maybe this
Trevor
guy.
Where's that
Plouffe
from?
Maybe his
little.
nickname was Shit Brickhouse.
Twins Trevor Plouffe had a little
That was a big boy.
brick shit house in him. You're thick.
215. Look out.
Does your wife ever give you any comments like she misses thick Trev a little bit, or she likes her svelte Trev?
Yeah, when she sees pictures of me from back then, she's always like, "Whoa, like you were puffy." So
you were big.
yeah,
man.
that was that creatine weight. So now I'm like, I'm just kind of weak and lean,
Right.
but she likes it, so it's all that matters.
Juice. That's good. That's good.
Let's go around the division. Little word association, Jake.
Okay.
Ooh.
NL West.
Holy smokes.
That was
Of
it?
late, in the NL West of late, I've talked myself into the Diamondbacks being the second team. They added Mad Bum. They added Starling Marte. They were sneaky solid last year. Their rotation ain't bad, which we've seen a lot of teams complain about it.
A lot of words.
I'm kind of in.
And that's
I'm
not even
kind
a
of-
great take. Arizona, I mean, there's the second
Okay.
team in the West. Who cares about that?
I do. I'm the only person in the world that
think
does.
you do.
'Cause
I think you might be.
very well may see them in the wild card game because the East is going to
Ooh.
beat the shit out of each other.
There is a take.
Trev, word association. NL West.
Best team
That's good.
in baseball.
Yeah.
Word
that's good.
association blows.
I think you were bad at it because
No.
you
It's
did
just
like a
bad
whole
concept.
You did a whole thing.
Yeah,
supposed
that
to be
was
quick
not-
words.
yeah.
Did you see your Dodgers sent down Lux today?
It's
Trev?
an interesting move because he was up last year, right?
He came up a little bit, but I think if they hold him till August 7th, they get
Wow.
another year or something like that.
So
So people are wondering if they're going to do that. It seems like they are.
They
which
are
is
going
a
to do that, which is
A
ridiculous.
little messed up.
Yeah.
A little messed up.
But the thing with them is they just have so much depth. They can just be, hey, look, we just don't think we could use another piece, and we don't want to
Yeah.
just sit in there on the bench. But I mean, then I'm thinking, what else is he going to do? There's no minor league season. He's going to play some inter squads. I don't
Yeah, that's what they're all doing. Right? He's on
Jim,
the
non-word
satellite.
association, NL West.
Non-word association. What's that mean?
a grunt.
You get to say a lot of words.
Okay, that'd be a lot of words. Non-words meant like no words. I thought you were saying.
Non-single word association.
Okay, well, my single word association is boring because I think it's the most locked up division that you have. The Dodgers are going to win it, and yeah, maybe there's a wild card coming because if
Sneaky.
if the Diamondbacks or the Rockies decide to beat everyone else in the division and step up, they can find a good record, whereas the Central and the East, I think, will have more competition. So I do, but I mean, it's the Rockies or the Diamondbacks. So you may get a wild card team out of there easily. But if all those four, if like the Padres decide to play ball and be on the same level as the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, which I don't think is the case, then it's going to be just the Dodgers win and everyone else
Telling
goes
you,
home.
the second best team in the West is making the wild card because the NL Central is going to be a shit show, and the NL East is going to beat each other up too.
That is just
Yeah.
not going to happen. I mean, there's just too many good teams ahead of them for that to
Bet you a
happen.
kiss on the lips about it.
I'll pass.
Okay, that's what I thought.
All right, let's move on. I mean, Mookie's the biggest storyline there. The Dodgers and Mookie. This is the best Dodgers squad they've had in a long time.
On paper, this
And
is the best team.
they've had
in the
really
big
good
games.
squads.
Yes, they added Mookie to an incredible team.
Like usually when
trying
we
to
talk
fig-
about depth, it's like, oh, these guys have like
Yeah.
a few role players on the bench that we kind of like. Like when you talk about depth with the Dodgers, it's like they have major league starting caliber players that they do not have room for, and they just like don't know what to do. Even their
Gavin
pitching,
Lux.
the young guys coming up, like they have studs waiting. Gavin Lux just got sent down. They're
Do you-
doing it.
I don't know who this guy is, so I won't even say his name, but he tweeted out about the Gavin Lux thing. The Dodgers have optioned infielder Gavin Lux. Lux, the number 4 prospect in baseball, was delayed arriving at summer camp for. Oh, that's not even the tweet I want to read.
Okay.
It's a different one. It's like they're trying to give excuses, and it's like he showed up late, and here it is. He showed up late, misplayed a few balls at second base. It's like, dude, that's not the reason why they sent him
So
down.
stupid.
Like, what are you doing?
You want to get that next scoop? You better put that story
When
out.
anybody
service
ever
time,
says that, all you have to say is, do you think a team as analytically driven as the Dodgers gives a fuck about A summer camp or a spring training game, and B, a small sample size. They don't. They know what they have. They have projections. They have models. They know what they're doing.
Oh, wait, hold up. I think he doesn't mean like he showed up late and like was disrespectful. I think they mean he was unspecified and then he's not up to like his timing isn't right. That would be better. I thought they were trying to say like disciplinary issues.
No.
But also the errors at second base. It's service time manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Guy was like even money to win NL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Betting episode.
All right, let's move to the AL West. Trev, word association, AL West.
Great league. Like this, I'm excited for this league. Or this division, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think we have...
my mind just went A's.
Yeah.
That was the first thing, just A's. Like I think the A's are angry. I think they're fun. And I think they might shoot themselves out of the cannon a little bit.
Love the A's. Love the Angels.
I think...
Like, I don't love the team, like, on paper, but I would love if they were good. Like, I like that lineup. I want to see Ohtani. I want to see him do his thing. Plus 1,800 MVP odds. Go check that out. But we got the two teams at the top. Houston, obviously, we talked about them. Their lineup is stacked. You know, they don't necessarily have the depth of the Dodgers, but their lineup is long. It's very good. We were talking about... who was it? Carlos Correa going to be hitting 7th for them? A guy with a career OPS up 8s, low 9s. Like, this is a really good team. Then you have the A's, who we love. I mean, they have a chance to really shock the baseball world. I don't even... Is it shocking anymore with the A's? Because they seem to do it all the time, especially now.
I think that's the issue. I think to you and I, we kind of looked at them and like, wow, they've won 95-plus games like 3 years in a row now. I think the casual fan that's not doesn't watch the AL West, doesn't know that they're like legit.
The narrative has changed amongst baseball fans. Like I think it's getting too loud amongst baseball fans. Like the A's get no respect, which in baseball they do. If you're outside, you don't. The only other fun thing in this division is the Texas Rangers starting pitching staff, which go check it out. If you're a baseball fan, it's all names you're familiar with. And if all of those
put some
old
respect
birds
on their names, Jake, don't you dare say it.
If those dudes have it in the tank, they can fuck up that division for a lot of teams. And I think the other storyline here is whatever team finishes 4th is going to be a pretty big disappointment. Like if the Angels went out and got Rendon and they finished 4th, if Houston or the A's were to, that seems unbelievable. So if it's not Texas, if that pitching staff does figure it out, whoever finishes 4th is going to be having a bad time.
It's a deep division, in my opinion. Obviously, you have the Mariners there at the bottom. That's going to be somewhat of a cakewalk. But, I mean, if the Rangers went out and stole a series from Houston, you wouldn't bat an eye. And same with the Angels against Oakland. So it's in a 60-game season like this.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting division to watch.
Hope for anarchy in the West.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. I don't want the... the Astros are a very good team, and very likely they could just run away with it, with the A's chasing them just like what happened last year. But Angels, Rangers, much, much improved over last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Central. AL Central... Word association, Jake. You can do many words if you want.
AL Central. I just talked myself into the White Sox a little bit. I mean, think about the guys they added plus Luis Robert, who, I've kind of been giving my generic rookie speech. I get surprisingly, I get too logical. Imagine. I get too logical about rookies saying like, well, certain guys takes time to figure it out. Screw it, man. Robert's a monster. And they just added Grandal, Edwin Encarnacion, Keuchel to the rotation. Like, the White Sox had an offseason. I think it's their time. They've thought it was their time. They wanted to sign Machado and Harper and guys like that. It didn't happen. And instead, they divvied out the money to 4 or 5 guys. How about the White Sox scaring the Twins or overtaking the Indians?
It's a big year for the White Sox. Not like I don't think they're... It's the Twins division. I believe that. But the White Sox are on my watch list because they either take a step where next year we're saying now the division isn't solidified, it's up for grabs, or we're like, they need to fill some more gaps. So I think it's watch the White Sox closely. You don't need to watch the Royals. You don't need to watch the Tigers. The Twins are who they are. Like, this is their window where the White Sox are trying to pry it open, and the Tigers are trying to put their fingers in as it gets slammed shut on them. Great analogy with the window by me. Come on.
Great job.
Jimmy.
Thank you.
I'm also on the White Sox. I like them. As I look at the starting rotation, that's what bums me out a little bit. We got Giolito there. We know what he can do. I think he surprised the hell out of everyone with like the bounce back year that he had last year. But that's kind of, I think, more who he is than the former years. So we have him. But then after that, I mean, Keuchel, yeah, he's a great pitcher. And he can get guys out and a guy that you'd want. But when I think about him going up against like a right-handed heavy Twins lineup, I could just see a lot of home runs. So I think the Twins, I mean, the Indians, you guys have kind of talked me into them a little bit more, so I'd give more credence to them giving the Twins a run. But, and this is no Twins bias. I'm no Yankee homer like you guys. I think they're going to run away with it.
You're no Yankee homer.
I'm not. If the Twins were bad, I would say it.
Hit homers against the Yankees, not a Yankee homer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Been all over that ballpark.
I'm a little weary of the Twins starting pitching. I've said that before.
Okay.
They have guys that can do it. I think they're not too dissimilar to the Rangers. But I think they're a step above the Rangers in their starting pitching, but the bullpen really is what's going to keep them in games, win them games, because they have an excellent bullpen.
I like that. Jake, we're done. We done with the AL Central?
What are you looking at, Jim?
Like I said, Twins to win. I do think if the Indians, and I know you can say this for every team, but I don't think you can to the level. Like, if their top performers, if Bieber, Clevenger, Ramirez, Lindor, if those four guys are playing at their best baseball, I think those four guys can carry that team to pretty good places. Like, those guys are special when they're doing their top skilled baseball.
And kind of the NL West wildcard theory that I threw out there that Trevor shat on. I mean, if one of those, whoever finishes second in the AL Central, man, they could ruin somebody's parade, whether it's Oakland, Tampa, the Yankees, Houston. I mean,
I think a wild card's coming out of the Central.
They can ruin,
and I think the more talented second-tier teams are in the East and the West with the A's and the Rays or Yankees and Astros. But I do think the Central will produce a wild card team because of the unbalanced scheduling.
Boom.
That's a take. I like it.
It's a take.
Yep.
It's based in logic, so that's good.
Thank you, Trev.
It's the same thing as the NL West, so, and you shat on that, so.
No.
Okay.
It's not the same.
Okay.
No one likes
right.
the NL West.
That's all right.
Let's move on to the NL Central, which is this.
Jeez.
This is honestly, people, you could tie me up and put a gun to my head and be like, pick who you honestly think will win the NL Central.
That's just a saying for the Houston fans that listen.
Yeah, don't do it. I mean, unless it's like a fake gun. No, I still wouldn't like it. Even if it was a water gun, I don't think I'd enjoy it.
You'd have a bad time.
I wouldn't be able to make a decision. I'm decisionless on who I think will win the NL Central. I just hope this is a shit show. I hope they beat the hell out of each other. The four teams. We're taking the Pirates out. I hope they all go 5-5 against each other, and then it comes down to who played the Pirates better.
It very well could.
And then there's no wild card. You know, they're just playing for division, and they've beat the hell out of each other. That it's division winner or bust. That's what I hope. I hope it's a shit show.
If you look at the PECOTA standings, just to add to your point, these are projections, 60-game projections for this season. NL Central has the Reds at 32 wins, the Cubs at 31 wins, the Cardinals at 30 wins, and the Brewers at 30 wins. That's a shit show waiting to happen. I can't wait. And these are fun teams to watch. So it's not like you're going to get some mediocre baseball. I don't think we're going to get that at all. Like there's some superstars in this division, and some really fun teams to watch, like the Reds, how they approached this offseason. They went out and got guys. They spent money. They've invested in their player development. I'm really excited to see how they can – we'll see if their pitchers get a bump. We got the driveline dude there. They got a ton of new technology. Bauer's obviously been ringing that bell for a long time. What does he bring to that rotation as far as developing? Are we going to see a bump like we saw from Cole when he went to Houston and Verlander when he went to Houston? I think that's a huge storyline to watch if you're a Reds fan. Are we going to see a bump in spin efficiency and spin rate and some of these marginal pitchers taking that next step and becoming guys? I mean, was Cole – he wasn't Cole in Pittsburgh. He became Cole in Houston because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he had like one Cole-ish year in Pittsburgh, but you're right. I mean, the dude who struck out 300-plus guys was a different animal.
Yes. So we'll see if there's any jumps like that. That would be something to see.
Yeah. We went around the office this morning a little bit, and I think for baseball people, you're rooting for the Reds. They kind of built this up to be their year. They have the most talent. People just kind of need to see the Cincinnati Reds do it because nobody's really seen it recently. The Cubs have the lineup. That's still a lot of fun when you look at those stars. Milwaukee is just life finds a way. And St. Louis Cardinals are the life finds a way, but just in a well-run franchise fashion. Like, they normally have a star or two. Like, it's Flaherty and Goldschmidt. Like, you can buy into that instantly, and then all the other pieces are nice. If you have an NL Central take, like, bless your heart, but nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's the same thing Sonny Gray said when he was asked if he liked the piped-in crowd noise.
Sure.
I don't know.
Maybe.
That was his
I like
answer.
it, to be honest with you.
Have you seen the curveballs he's been throwing?
It's nasty.
Sonny Gray? Oh,
that's
crazy.
what I'm talking about.
It's nasty.
He's nasty.
I mean, he's in Cincy. He's going to get this new – maybe he gets some new grip. Maybe he gets his finger pressure is different because, he saw something with their new technology, and all of a sudden he's throwing some rise ball, some giddy-up fastball that he didn't have before. I would love to see something like that.
Trev, maybe that's what we can get you doing because I know you want to make – we want to get some baseball drama around you. I think we got to build up your arm strength because you pitch in that high school alumni game. So if we can get you pumping up that arm strength and get you throwing like 92 and get the Trevor Plouffe pitcher rumors going, I think that's our angle.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
Is Bautista coming back? He's got that slider.
Haven't heard.
Joey Bats?
I saw the slider. Guess what? It's in the seats.
Up top?
Okay.
Let me tell you, when I did pitch in that game, I was pretty juiced. I hadn't thrown in a long time, but I'm like, I still got it. I didn't have it. So it's going to require a lot of work from me, but I'm...
Did you see the breakdown I just posted of Clemens pitching? 56-year-old Clemens pitching? Dude, he dropped some sinkers that were, like, nasty.
That fork ball.
Yeah.
Trevor, can I ask you a question? When I say the NL East, what do you start thinking about?
And be honest.
I think of the Phillies.
Okay.
Wow.
And we've kind of like been wishy-washy on them. We look at the lineup, we like it. We're still waiting on the pitching. I think that's been the biggest thing for us is the starters are good. Bullpen's really not there. But here's something that makes a big difference. Towards the end of this summer camp, I talked about this, I don't know if it was last ep, they had a guy coming up. Oh, this was on the Eastern preview that we did. They had a guy coming up named Spencer Howard, and Harper's been talking about him. So I decided to text a few guys. Threw a text to Reese, and he got back to me, and I'm going to read it.
Okay.
And this is the stuff that makes a team like the Phillies, take that next step. If they have guys like this, who
and wait,
Reese described.
Is this Reese Hoskins or Reese Sanderson?
This is Haas.
Okay.
Reeser. He said, wow, the ball explodes, dude. Easy cheese. I love that.
Okay.
So if you get a guy like that coming up, I'm kind of in on the Phillies. I like their lineup, man. I like the attitude of the team. Then you have Nola. Then you have Wheeler. Then you have Spencer Howard coming up. Who knows what role he's going to be in? Probably a starter. What if they move him to the pen? They need help in the pen. Something like that's going to happen on a team where these young guys come up and catapult the team in the 60-game season. And I'm thinking this might be the guy for the Phillies.
Okay. Yeah,
right. I like it.
You know, my thing, I talked myself into these Nationals. I'm a big base, repeating as a champion is the hardest thing to do in sports. They bring back the 3 horses. Sure, they lose Rendon, but I think something that's going to be wildly important during the sprint season is stopping losing streaks. And when you have Scherzer, Strasburg, Corbin at the top of the rotation, never mind Anibal, who we saw twirl it in the postseason last year, and whoever they wrap up the rotation with, Fetty, a couple other guys. I just like the Nats. Over 162 after winning the World Series and all the old guys and Scherzer having some back issues, I was pretty hesitant. But, man, in this sprint season, give me the horses, give me Soto, give me that kind of pesky lineup, Turner, Eaton. Howie Kendrick went nuts for them. Asdrubal Cabrera, I'm in on the Nats. Send them.
Can these guys go get somebody? Is this a team that's going to be buyers?
Nah.
Go for that back-to-back thing?
Who knows?
That's legacy shit.
We just don't know what the deadline's going to look like at all. It'd be cool.
I'd love to see that.
James Francis, Michael O'Brien, Vincent? James Vincent, Michael O'Brien.
I like the Nats and the Braves.
Okay.
The Braves are pretty top-heavy, though, so I get the concern. But I like the Braves because when we went to spring training,
Nice facility.
they were nice to us, and it seemed like they had this good, young, our year, our time, like we got to make the most of this vibe throughout the players that we talked to and the people in the team. So, there's a lot of energy with the Braves now. It feels like, there's somewhat of pressure, but it's kind of lighthearted pressure in the 60-game season. I do not like the back end of their lineup.
And I think that's funny. We've been kind of light on the Braves recently, but in the NL East, their pitching is easily second best, if not
without Syndergaard on the Mets, it's second best.
Yeah. They can go toe-to-toe, and if this pitching comes down to pitching, like the Braves have enough in their lineup that they're going to be there.
The Mets, now this is where I was being hesitant. Do you want to talk on the Braves first before we move to the Mets, Trev?
I mean, I'm going to kind of play along with you guys, and I think there's going to be some people that we know and we're friendly with that aren't going to be happy with our takes on the Braves here.
Sure.
But I don't see it happening for him. I mean, I think Ronald Acuna, he's like one of, if not my favorite player to watch right now in the big leagues. They have guys. And like you said, they have some pitching. But I'm just looking at it, and I'm not getting that vibe I need to get.
You think they should bring Dietrich in while Puig's out? Some lefty pop?
Some entertainment.
I mean, okay.
Trading chains for chains, just a different body wearing them.
You know, it's going to be a big year. Like we talked about this, and if we want to preview the season, it's a big year for Dansby.
Yeah, I said that a lot. I think there's a lot of pressure on Dansby to perform.
So. Dansby. They made so many little signings that was one of my questions.
Markakis opted out, so that was another one we might have missed.
That was my question in the offseason. Instead of paying, Darno and a couple relievers and Hamels, I think we would be talking higher about the Braves if they signed one of the impact free agents. But they kind of nickeled and dimed it a little bit. They kept their books clean for future years, so maybe they have a game plan for future free agencies. But I don't know. That's a story to watch.
They did sign Will Smith, and that helps a lot. I just saw he's on the COVID list, so Godspeed to him. But just for some reason, I don't get that tingly feeling. Like when I see a team I like, I get a tingly feeling the Braves don't do it for me.
And think about that. If they had gone for Rendon or someone, I think we'd be hyped about the Braves.
I do too. But
win the MVP, Acuna.
I want to move on to the Mets because it's a touchy subject.
Okay. Big NL East. I love it.
I don't dislike the Mets. Like Jake and I used to go to Mets games. We'd wear Mets jerseys. We'd cheer for the Mets. We'd have fun. If the Mets were in the World Series and it was not the Yankees, I would root for the Mets to win the World Series. I like the Mets. I don't care.
Weird.
I don't care. They're not like a rival. But they are the Mets. But Mets fans have been telling me I've been shitting all over their team. I think they have incredible talent. There's the Mets.
They're the Mets. They got to show us. It's kind of like the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, until you aren't, you are.
Yeah, they got to show us, and instead of the Reds where it's kind of a toss-up, I mean, you just can't put the Mets above the Braves and the Nats until it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do we got to put some respect on Cespedes' name? Is he getting disrespected by everybody right now?
I hope he rakes.
He's electrifying when he's going
awesome.
off.
Yeah. He's
awesome.
scary
in the box. He is a big boy.
You put Dietrich and Cespedes in the same clubhouse,
man.
and Dietrich probably grows his hair out, parts it to the side.
Bring them both in.
No, I'm just saying Dietrich loses all his swag. He's
okay.
Can't even compete.
Yeah.
He goes from Petey the Pirate to Pete.
Okay.
You know, in dodgeball.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened to Dietrich? No,
Yeah,
I can't compete with Cespedes.
Yeah.
He's a swagger hound.
Takes everyone's swagger.
Yeah, takes everyone's. Cespedes smoking cigars in the dugout. Remember those pictures?
He's the best.
He's the best.
Be great. Be great.
I like the Mets. I really liked the starting rotation before Syndergaard went down. I think Stroh's is going to show out this year. I can't wait to watch him pitch in New York. That was a big loss to them, man. And if you're a Mets fan, it's just something else. It happened again.
And maybe this is the division where the fourth team is going to say, what the hell this year? Because someone out of the Mets, Phillies, Braves, or Nats is going to be a fourth-place baseball team.
Who was Stroman fighting with recently? Oh, Randall Grichuk. Did you guys see that go down?
Grichuk
did.
Ex-teammates.
Yeah.
Beefing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of beefing going on. The Blue Jays always feel like they have some beef going on. I don't know why.
Stroman always has some beef.
That organization ran hot for a little while, even going back to Donaldson and Batista.
So there's some real alpha male dudes up there.
Oh, it was Tulo,
alphas.
JD, Bautista,
Encarnacion.
He's not alpha.
So sexy.
Dude, when you freaking walk around the bases with a parrot on your elbow, you're alpha.
But when you did it because you slipped and had to balance yourself out so you wouldn't fall, and then your teammate said, "Ha, that looked like you had a parrot on your shoulder."
Jim, I'm against you on this. I've seen Edwin roll up in his vehicle.
Okay, he's an alpha,
but
he's not.
Twerk.
Wait, hold on. He's not an angry alpha.
He's not an angry alpha.
The other guys are angry alphas.
Okay.
Edwin, you put him in the room with a bunch of angry alphas. Guess what happens?
No,
through osmosis, he becomes angry alpha.
Edwin brings the lawn chair into the clubhouse and posts up in his lawn chair and just sits there, hikes his shorts up his legs, and just sits back.
Know what I think Edwin was on those Blue Jays? I think he was the fire starter. Okay. I think he put the bait out there, then set up his chair and said, "Okay, let's see it happen."
Justin Smoke, just a country boy alpha. University of South Carolina. Kevin Pillar, Superman out there. That was a fun team to watch.
Feisty team.
Fun teams. And I think that takes us to the American League East. Jim,
yes.
What teams do you like in the American League East? If you had to pick one team you liked.
Partial to the Bombers.
Yeah.
And that's about it. No, the Rays are scary. I think the Red Sox will be way worse than people are expecting.
The Rays are scary? That's the adjective you're going to use? Scary?
Yeah, I think they're scary.
But you didn't say it ooh, I'm actually scared. You said they're scary.
No, I'm admitting it. People you should be scared of the Rays. I'm yeah, they're scary. They are, honest. Their pitching is very scary. Their pitching has never done it. A lot of the guys have never done it for a full year. Multiple years. Schnell has the one good year. He's never done it against the Yankees. He's actually awful against the Yankees.
Okay.
So
Snelly, I got you, man.
That's Zilla. Dude, that's a lot of it. Man, it's just I'm too biased to talk about the Yankees, and we admit that regularly, but Snell's fantastic. I think during his Cy Young year, the Yankees beat him every game or something. I got to find the stats, but same with they faced Glasnow last year, and he was the most uncomposed. So it's just Pagan was one of their best relievers last year. The Yankees torched him. So it's
there's some big brother, little brother stuff that goes on, and
they're
I think
very
that's fair.
good though.
Nick Anderson is my guy, who I can't wait to watch throw. He is a walking highlight reel. It's disgusting. He's one of those guys that when you watch, a lot of guys, when you watch on TV, You're like, hitting's not that hard. It looks slow. When you see a guy like Nick Anderson on the hill and he's throwing that pill up there, you're like, holy shit. Now I see.
I've said this before. Diego Castillo's the scariest guy in the race because he's going to break a Yankees batter's wrist with that two-seamer.
Yes.
I'm not saying like they're going to swing and miss and check swing, break wrist. I'm saying like he's going to hit them on the wrist and they're going to break their wrist and be out for the season. And that's why he's the scariest player.
Are they doing the opener this year? Do you still do the opener? Is anything change?
They got a lot of studs, so I don't think so. Like even our dude, blanking on his name, our best friend, been on the show. Yarbrough, even that slow fuck Yarbrough. Like they used him as an opener for a while, and now he's legit. Same with Chirinos. They used him as an opener bulk guy for a while. Now he deserves starts. So they kind of like everyone earned the right to not do it.
Yeah.
And they traded Stanek, right? And he was their opener.
Stanek was opener guy. They'll throw it out there a couple times, but they got horses. Horses in the front.
I'm looking at Nick Anderson because he's kind of a late bloomer, dude. I mean, the Twins had him.
Yeah.
The Twins just had him and just let him go. If he was also in the Twins bullpen,
he's a Minnesota guy from there.
I'm gonna
Brainerd
take
High
my
School.
horse to the hotel
I'm upset that like I didn't remember and I was there when he was there. He was in the bushes, but I should still know. I apologize, Nick.
It's okay. For me, I think you could talk Yankees and Rays all day. The Rays pitching is like silly. Even the back of their bullpen with expanded rosters are dudes that are silly. The Yankees are the Yankees, and they added Garrett Cole. For me, it's who's going to be the piss me off team. It's the Blue Jays and the Red Sox.
Can we do something here?
Please.
I want us to all say because the Red Sox fans have had it tough.
Sure.
Okay. You get rid of the best player in the game, second best player in the game,
best pitcher broken.
Get lumped into a cheating scandal.
Lose your manager.
Shouldn't have been lumped into.
Let's all say one nice thing about the Boston Red Sox, just to give the fans a little something to hold on to.
Fantastic ball field.
You can't say that because they're not going to be able to be there. That's almost like a dig at them.
Oh, for the fans.
Devers is a nice pick to lead the league in batting average.
Devers, Bogarts. Bogarts had a crazy year last year. Hopefully that stays. JD Martinez is awesome. Benintendi thinks he's awesome.
You guys didn't really get the game, but okay.
I got the game. I did great.
What I said, 3 players are really good. Wasn't what you're telling them?
That's more of what I want. You have 3 really good players.
They got a couple more too. But what was the game?
I said say one good thing about the Red Sox, and I'm going to go with mine now because I understand the game, so I'm going to do it the right way.
Okay. Show me the way.
You still got Heim.
Oh my God.
Okay, Heim Bloom is running things. Give him some time. Give Heim some time. Put it on a T-shirt. Boston Red Sox.
Oh. Winless as a GM.
That's like rude, Trev. I think you don't realize that that's rude. You tell the Boston Red Sox, like, hey, trust the process. Like, it's Boston, man. They win championships. They don't wait. You basically,
they waited 86 years?
You just told them, Trev, they're going to lose this season. That's what you did.
They know. I'm just giving them something to look forward to. You have Heim running your team, and that's a good thing.
Backhanded compliment.
One of the Reds, back to me, finally. One of the Red Sox or Jays is going to be around 500 or if not over 500. And they're going to be annoying. They can both hit. The Blue Jays have more pitching on paper. Boston's a franchise that finds a way. One of those teams is going to be annoying as hell.
I mean, Boston doesn't have pitching even on paper. That's the hardest thing. Their lineup's good. I mean, they got Benintendi, they got Devers, they got Bogarts, they got Martinez, they got...
and that's the thing. It's a 60-game season. If someone can twirl it for a little bit, they'll win games. Their lineup's that good.
They got Moreland, Vasquez, and Verdugo over there, and JBJ playing defense. Jake, they don't even have one starter.
Yes,
you're going to say
Evaldi could
Erod's
be a guy.
on COVID.
Erod's on COVID. Yeah, I would count Erod.
Erod's
and
good.
I'll give Evaldi, I'll give him half a point as a starting pitcher in rotation.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Like, he's not an ace. You're looking at him as an ace because that's what he's listed as right now as their opening day starter, but that's...
The half point is more due to health, I'd say.
More due to health.
I could see him going out there and just being lights out. I mean, that's
60
one guy.
games.
And he's the opposite of Snell,
60
where he
games, a
shuts
guy
the-
like him could put
I
it together.
like Evaldi. Jake and I have always said we wanted.
He gave them a World Series title. Like the way he pitched in the World Series.
I know, but Trev, he isn't like a legit starting pitcher.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do you know how many games he started last year?
Not a lot.
Like, he was out of the bullpen. He started 5 games, then he went to the bullpen. Then he started like 8 at the back end. In 2018, he started, a lot. And then he went to the bullpen. Yeah. But he hasn't started like for a full season, so he's half a starter right now.
Doesn't need to do it for a full season.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. Great counter by Jake. They don't have any pitching.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's not being rude. They just don't have any pitching.
If Erod is Erod, Evaldi can find it, and then another dude steps up, which doesn't look like it. But I'm just saying, with that lineup, Boston is going to score. So if they can get any pitching, they can be a 500 pesky team somewhere around the wild card. And same with the Jays, if they have a home field.
That's such an interesting storyline.
Crazy.
Jake and I said that we liked that Canada was like, nah, like you guys are being idiots. We're not
That was
getting you
so
in here.
it's so smug. So
Yeah,
smug
I like
by
it though.
Canada.
They deserve to be smug right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Pile it on. Everyone's
my brother
piling
Luke
on
was
the
telling me
US.
the U.S. passport is like as valuable, like is the least valuable passport right now. We can only get into like 10 countries with it. It's crazy.
You know what?
No, thank you.
Don't sleep on us as a country. We're gonna figure some things out here. All right. So and everybody that's being mean to us right now, we'll remember.
Hey, baseball's
Canada.
back.
Baseball's back.
Take our team
Baseball's
away from you,
back.
Canada.
Yeah, well, how about that? Take
Ooh.
another one away from them?
Put them in
Jays.
Nashville.
Jays
Or
to Nashville.
Vegas.
You heard it here first.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Is that a realignment?
Man, that would be
Oh, huge Yankee news.
MLB remembers that stuff.
Tyro Estrada makes the opening day roster for the Yanks. Deep
Bang.
cut, but that's Jake's boy.
Bang.
Whose place is he taking?
Kings on. I don't know. Check out Talkin' Yanks to find out.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good here. Thank you guys very much. If this was your first time listening to Talking Baseball, thank you very much. We're excited for the season. We're going to be going through a pregame show Monday through Friday. It won't be on this podcast. On this podcast, you'll get series recaps on Mondays, series recaps on Fridays, Trevor's Tidbits on Wednesdays, and voicemail episodes on Thursdays. It's going to be a lot going on, so make sure you tune in. If you have been listening to us, we did repeat ourselves a lot this episode, but you get to hear it a second time, and you love it, so thank you. That's the show. That's the show. We're done.